when we become involved with a family. Many times by the time families come to us, they've already had some of those initial conversations with their audiologist and perhaps even their medical team. So many times we meet families after they've had these initial conversations and have decided that this is something they want to pursue.
Yeah. And I would say that the audiologist, like the main person involved in like choosing the appropriate amplification would be the audiologist. So the audiology testing would
Mm.
guide what's the most appropriate amplification here. And then maybe Wendy's and my role would be helping the family make sure that they understand that recommendation and the reason for that recommendation. And then sometimes, depending on the family, especially if it's a cochlear implant that's offered, not all the times, but occasionally families can be nervous about that. Um, and maybe hesitant about going ahead with a cochlear implant. So we really, going back to like the communication modality choice, we help families understand how the amplification is going to affect their child's ability to reach the goals that they may have in mind for the child. So if their goal for the child is listening and spoken language and a cochlear implant has been recommended, we kind of help the families understand the importance of that recommendation and how that relates to their child's ability to develop those listening and spoken language skills.
Yeah, and this just oh, Wendy, I'm sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was also going to add that, 90% of children with hearing loss, I believe it's 90, I could be a little off on my percentages, are born to hearing parents. So many times, hearing parents of children with hearing loss, their first thought is, I want to communicate with my child in the way that I communicate. And I want my child to use listening and spoken language because that I don't know sign language, as you mentioned, Alyssa. It's not an easy thing to just pick up. It's possible, but again, more often than not in children with hearing loss, the parents are hearing, and that does sort of steer their thought process in making these decisions for their child. But I also, Jennifer, as you mentioned, what happens if something changes? Things can change over time. And what a parent chooses when their child is 1 month old can change over time and sort of evolve into different things. So we always tell families, like, just because this is what you are doing today, this does not mean this is forever. If that's not what you desire or what seems to be working for your family.